So, you know how Google just dropped Gemini 3 Pro and it basically shattered every benchmark out there? Well, apparently that sent OpenAI into a full-blown code red. They rushed out a new model, GPT-5.2, claiming it was even better. So, who's actually telling the truth here? We had to find out for ourselves. So we're putting these two AI titans head-to-head. We've designed a grueling 10-round gauntlet based on real-world startup tasks. Forget the benchmarks. We want to see which one actually delivers when it counts. So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll meet the contenders and go over the rules. Then we dive into the gauntlet, first with strategy, then execution. After that, we've got some wildcard tests to really push their limits. And finally, we'll tally the score and talk about what it all means for you.
All right, let's get right into it. It is time to meet our fighters and lay down the ground rules for this epic showdown. In this corner, we have the reigning champ, OpenAI's GPT-5.2, a model literally born from a code red panic to try and reclaim the throne. And in the other corner, the challenger, Google's Gemini 3 Pro, the very model that caused all that chaos in the first place by just smashing all the existing records. Now, to keep this battle completely fair and square, we're using the exact same prompts for both models on all 10 tasks. And here's the kicker. We aren't judging them. Nope. We've brought in two impartial AI judges, Claude and Grok, to score every single output. No human bias, just the raw results. Let the games begin. Okay, let's get to the tests. Our first 3 rounds are all about the big picture, strategy. Can these AIs actually think like a founder and build the foundation of a business? Let's see. So, in our very first test, we asked for a business model canvas. GPT 5.2 gave a perfectly fine textbook answer. Solid. But Gemini? Wow, Gemini did something amazing. It immediately flagged a potential trademark conflict with our startup's name. I mean, that is a critical, real-world legal issue. This isn't just a better answer. It shows a completely different kind of intelligence, one that sees around corners and anticipates problems you didn't even ask about. And you won't believe the verdict on the pitch deck test. So Gemini produced this gorgeous, visually stunning presentation. GPT, on the other hand, made something so basic that our AI judge Grok had exactly 4 words of feedback for it, straight to the trash. Ouch. Next up, financial modeling, and this was a feature OpenAI was really hyping up for this new launch. We asked for a simple 3-year forecast and a working spreadsheet, and the result? A total whiff from both sides. Neither model could generate a functional spreadsheet with formulas that actually worked. A surprising double knockout. So, after our first 3 rounds focused on strategy, let's pause and check the scoreboard. As you can see, Gemini has already jumped out to an early 2-0 lead, with that one round ending in a tie where both AIs just failed. All right, now we move from planning to actually doing. These next 3 rounds are all about execution. We're talking landing pages, emails, content plans. Let's see if GPT can stage a comeback here. Okay, the difference here was just night and day. It really came down to workflow. For the landing page, Gemini gave us a live editable website right there in the window, a finished product. GPT just gave us a file we had to download and mess with. It's a project, not a product. We saw the exact same thing with the cold emails. Gemini's felt human and personal, while GPTs were just robotic. And this next part just perfectly sums up the quality gap. When we asked for a content calendar, Gemini delivered a whole content strategy. GPT gave us a basic template that Judge Grok called, and I quote, "excellent for consistent low-effort posting." Yeah, not exactly a ringing endorsement, is it? And just like that, the execution rounds are over. Gemini swept all 3. That pushes its lead to a dominant 5 wins to 0 plus that 1 tie. The gap is getting wider, folks. All right, it's time for my favorite part, the wildcards. We are throwing 4 totally different challenges at these models. Everything from HR to game development to handwriting analysis. This is where things get really, really interesting. And Gemini's dominance just keeps going. Its resume feedback was way more specific. But the game development test, honestly, this was just unbelievable. We asked for a Super Mario-style game. GPT gave us some broken 2D blocks. Gemini built a complete, playable 3D game from scratch. We're talking generated code for a physics engine, basic enemy AI, a win condition, the whole thing. This is a massive leap forward. So this next part, this is a really crucial moment. We gave both AIs a photo of really messy, handwritten notes. Gemini transcribed it perfectly. GPT-5.2, on the other hand, just couldn't do it. It literally gave up, admitting in its own response that the output was unclear. For our final test, we had them analyze a floor plan. And again, the difference was in the depth of understanding. The judge praised Gemini for its architectural literacy, saying its analysis read like it came from someone who actually gets how people live in a space. It's like Gemini has some kind of spatial reasoning that GPT's text-based approach just can't touch. Well, after 10 demanding rounds, the battle is over. The scores have been tallied, and the results are, well, they're pretty clear. Let's look at the final scorecard and figure out what this all really means.
And here you have it, the round-by-round breakdown. From strategy to execution, all the way through those crazy wildcard tests, it was almost a complete and total sweep. Gemini 3 Pro took 9 out of the 10 rounds.
I mean, when you see it laid out like this, the result is just staggering. 9 decisive wins for Gemini, 0 for GPT, and that one round where both models just couldn't get the job done. It is a genuine landslide. So what's the big takeaway here? Is it just use Gemini? Well, it's a little more nuanced than that. If you're talking about generating a high-quality finished product, a deck, an image, a piece of code, Gemini has a huge edge right now. But GPT's real strength is its massive ecosystem. Think of all the custom GPTs, the plugins, the deep API integrations into thousands of apps. GPT is a platform. In these tests, Gemini acted more like a brilliant standalone creator.
This insight is brought to you by Voiceonic. To get your AI employee today with a free demo, visit voiceonic.com.